following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Disruption Network and First Source Federal Credit Union have teamed up to help support the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center, Sunday, April 28th from noon till 4 p.m. Located at the Veterans Outreach Center, 726 Washington Street in Utica. There will be food, live entertainment, raffles, live podcasting from the D, and an appearance by Audie from the Utica Comets. We are looking for donations of clothes, non-perishable food items, furniture, toiletries, hygiene products, or a minimal cash donation of $5 at the door day of event. All ages are welcome. For more information on donation, drop-off locations, and entertainment lineup, please check out DisruptionNetwork.net. Disrupting Hunger, Sunday, April 28th, brought to you by First Source Federal Credit Union.
Tax season is here, and First Source wants to help you be prepared. Our friends at Furley, Moran, Freer, and ESA have given us some great tax tips to share. Read the blog at fsource.org for helpful answers to your tax questions and feel better prepared before you file. First Source members can also receive a discount on TurboTax software. Be ready for tax season with help from your friends. File smarter, live smarter with First Source. Membership requirements apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, baseball fans, are you counting down the days to opening day? Well, Disruption Network has you covered. The Baseline, the D's own baseball podcast, is back with Season 2 and all new episodes all season long. Sunday nights, 7:30 p.m. on the D. Get your baseball fix as JP and SPG run down the news and notes around Major League Baseball. Get fantasy tips, player rankings, team previews, interviews, and more. You can catch the Baseline and all of Disruption Network's programming by checking out DisruptionNetwork.net, Apple Podcast, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook, and Stitcher. Keep it inside the Baseline all season long, only on the D.
Hey, it's Cassidy, and you're listening to Disruption Network.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broking everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.
Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. EC Radio, Disruption Networks.
Disrupting the internet. That's what we do here on the D. It is EC radio time, and everything just went blank. I don't know what happened. See, look what I'm dealing with, Nicole. All right. I think the computers are possessed today. This is so weird. Oh my God, what's happening? It is EC radio time. We are live on the D. Something's going haywire here on the computer screen. But anyways, I'm going to ignore that. It is me, Z. I hope you're enjoying your Monday. Time to disrupt your afternoon. Follow along on all Disruption Network social media. And if you're bored later or whenever at your own leisure, you can watch this podcast or listen to this podcast at disruptionnetwork.net. Before we get into anything, much love to my friends over at Utica Coffee. Wake the hell up, Utica. WakeTheHellUp.com. You can check them out on the World Wide Web. I'm drinking peanut butter cup again. It's so good.
Oh, cannoli and pistachio is my favorite.
Is that your favorite?
That is my favorite.
Cannoli
I have
and
it always at my house, pistachio and cannoli.
So if you're going to UCR, Utica Coffee Roasters,
Yes.
and you're just going to go hang out, have a meeting, that's the first thing you're ordering?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, cannoli is definitely my favorite, and not only because I make pozzolis, but cannoli definitely.
We'll get into your pozzolis in a little bit, but wake the hell up, Utica. Utica Coffee Roasters, check them out. Love, love, love my friends over at UCR. I also love my friends over at Nye Volkswagen in Rome. Thank you so much for that brand new Jetta that's sitting in the parking lot here at the D. I love that thing. I've been zipping around Utica for weeks now, and I don't deserve nice things. I can't have nice things, so we'll see how long this thing lasts. Anyways, mention Disruption Network over at Nye Volkswagen and receive $250 off any vehicle purchase. So if you're in the market for a brand new Volkswagen, check them out at 5865 Taberg Road in Rome. See why all their customers love their Nye Volkswagen. NyeVWofRome.com. And we're disrupting hunger with our friends from First Source Federal Credit Union. It's going down Sunday, April 28th. We've been passing out all these drop-off boxes you might see in the background over here behind Nicole. We got these drop-off boxes at all First Source Federal Credit Union branches right now. So what we're looking for a lot of donations, and it's all to benefit the Veterans Outreach Center. So what we're looking for clothes, we're looking for non-perishable food items, any kind of household necessity, maybe some furniture, hygiene products, toiletries, hoodies, jackets, blankets, pillows, anything, even cleaning products. We'll take it all. You can drop them off at any First Source Federal Credit Union branches or check out our website in a couple days. We'll have that list of locations up really, really soon at disruptionnetwork.net. So we're having a nice little party on the 28th at the Veterans Outreach Center. That's the old YMCA in Utica, the old gym over there. We're going to be partying over there. It's going to be a good time. 726 Washington Street. We're going to have food. We're going to have music, raffles, and Audie from the Utica Comets is going to come down and hang out for a little while. And admission into the event is by donation. All those donation products I mentioned earlier, or $5 minimum, or $20. We'll take $100. Whatever you want to get. We'll take a monetary donation. Absolutely, because it all goes to the Veterans Outreach Center. Thank you so much to our friends at First Source Federal Credit Union for believing in the D and helping us disrupt hunger. Yeah. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
You brought a friend today.
I did bring a friend today. She's a really special person to me. She works with me. Her name is Stephanie.
Stephanie,
Stephanie
nice
King.
to meet you.
How are you?
She was like a deer in headlights when she came in here. She's like, oh, no, am I in the right place?
Listen, she should know from just working with me that I would bring her to something like this. She hasn't seen me on this type of a level before. I mean, I am crazy at work, but this is a little different, right?
It is. It is. I greatly appreciate. She always pushing me to go above and beyond where I think I can reach. And I appreciate that. And yes, I am nervous. I did look like I don't know what I look like when I'm
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, welcome to the show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Nicole is my monthly co-host now. We've decided that she's going to come on once a month, and we're going to have these conversations about addiction and substance abuse because it's super important, especially in our area. And not only in our area, but it's a nationwide problem. We talk about this all the time. And lately, it's been a huge epidemic.
Yes. Just in the month of March alone, we had over 60 overdoses and 13 deaths.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just in Oneida County?
Just in Oneida County, yeah. Statewide, the stats were as of the 30th. So for January, February, and March, it was over 3,000 overdoses and over 600 deaths just in New York State alone. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
It is.
Now, are these rehab facilities, are they packed to the gills? Are there beds available, for lack of a better term?
You know, in our area alone, we have an issue with bed capacity.
Yeah.
They'll say we're very enriched with treatment facilities, and we are. We have some great facilities. We just don't have the bed capacity that we need. You know, we're sending people going inpatient. After inpatient, there's nowhere for them to go afterwards. So then they're either going into shelters, which is not safe, or they're going back to the environment that they were using in, which is unsafe. And so the cycle continues. And so we have a big issue there that, you know, we're talking about. You know, I'm on the opiate task force, and, you know, they're well aware, and nothing happens overnight. But what is happening overnight? Every night are deaths and overdoses. And, you know, we need to do something, and do something fast.
Yeah, it's alarming, the statistics right now.
It is.
And and that's why it's important for us to have these conversations, educate, inspire, and that's what we like to do here on the D. And this is something that we really need to get this message out there. And there's been many, many instances that we know people have gone through. We all have people that have gone through addiction problems. Shit, I've gone through it myself, you know?
We all have.
And it's important that we help each other in this community and, you know, and get through these struggles.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about earlier, I had mentioned that, you know, back in the day, getting clean was easier than it is today. And you were telling me not to talk about it until we got on the show, but
Right.
It was like, you know, I had to go somewhere myself when I was younger because I had issues. But the drugs were different then. You know, we smoked weed, we did cocaine, we drank. You know, even people did heroin. It wasn't like this. Today, you don't even know what you're getting.
Right.
And the man-made synthetic drugs are just making people not able to get the help that they need because now their mental capacity is totally different. And you look, bath salt, back, huge. I mean, we had someone in today. Like, you don't know what to do with them. They stare at walls. They're flipping out. You don't know what to do because we don't know how to treat that. These synthetic drugs are just off the hook. K2, and everyone talks about fentanyl, but they're putting fentanyl in everything now. Cocaine, we're getting cocaine overdoses. Methamphetamine laced with the fentanyl. K2 laced with fentanyl. Like, and people say I don't use opiates, but when they get their drug tests back or they come back from the ER because they overdosed, it's because fentanyl's in there, you know. But mental health wise, you know, there's a lack of that in our area, and
there's a ton of mental health in our area.
Well, there's a ton of mental health. There's a lack of help, though.
Help, right?
You know, I mean, you're supposed to say. I mean, the last time I talked or looked into this, like, we're supposed to have 200 like psychiatrists a year coming out of school to help the need of this, and we have nothing like that. You know, I mean, I don't know. If I was younger, I would go to school to become a doctor in addiction or a psychiatrist. You know, there's a lack of it. You know, and doctors today don't want to even touch the addiction medicine part because of the liability. You know, if you're giving another drug on top of another drug and something happens, then they're liable for it.
Right. They just mask one drug for another.
Yes. And like I said, going back in the day when you had to get clean and stay clean and not get another medication to substitute another medication, which I'm not saying is an issue, but it wasn't like that before. You know, you went to meetings, you did step work, you got a sponsor. It was pretty basic and simple. Today, it's not like that. It's like, well, we're going to give you this medication to mask that issue that you're having, and then we're going to give you this mental health medication so you could just forget about what happened to you while you were using. And it's just a really crazy cycle.
The vicious cycle.
Yeah, and I'm just hoping that maybe in 10 years we'll go back to the way that it was 10 or 15 years ago. You know, but it's going to take, unfortunately, a lot of people dying, a lot of heartache, and children left without parents. And that's, I think, the saddest thing right now.
And there's a lot of that.
There is a lot. Grandparents are now the parents of these children. And that's the epidemic that's going on. You know, you have grandparents that are stepping up and having to quit their jobs to take care of their grandchildren because either both of the parents are either in treatment getting help or the system's taking the children away, so they don't want them to go into foster care situations, so they're putting them with their grandparents, which is great, but and the next thing you know, one of their parents dies from an overdose, and then the other the other parent is still struggling with that. And not only are they struggling with the addiction, now they're struggling with a significant other who died. And then what happens to the kids? I know this is a really sad subject. But it's the truth. It is.
But this is the stuff we need to talk about.
This is it.
It's reality.
It is reality, and we see it every day. It's not getting. I am old, Gina. I am 40. I don't need to be going back to school. I have to keep baking. Doesn't everybody want me to bake still?
I do. I do. No, but it's important to do what you do, though. She's saying it takes a special person to do what you do.
I know.
You put up with a lot.
A lot.
On a daily basis. A lot of stuff.
And it's really sad. And I've worked in every level of care that you could. I've worked inpatient, outpatient, residential. And where I am right now at the rescue mission, we are a unique program. We're detox and inpatient, residential, all in one. So they literally come into the doors with basically with a needle in their arm. Frail, lost 30, 40 pounds, been on the street, homeless, hungry. And to get them and to actually mold them into, health again is just very inspirational. However, it's when they leave and they're not set up or they have nowheres to go to. They're coming back, and like I had today, one person was going outpatient and he couldn't get on the meds that we gave him because he missed an appointment or he didn't have X, Y, and Z with him, like his blood work. And that was really the case. He didn't have his blood work, so the doctor wouldn't see him. So what does he do? He panics. He doesn't have medication, and then they come back to our door. So me, as Stephanie knows, I'll do whatever I have to do to get them whatever they need, however they need to. And it's bad. They're in our facility for anywhere, say, from 5 days to 5 weeks to 5 months. Some people, just because there's nowhere else to put them.
That's so sad. That's one of the saddest.
Can you
things
get a little closer?
Yeah. That's one of the saddest things that we have to deal with is not having a place for them to go to after they leave us.
Right.
Yeah.
And them right back on the streets and falling right back into the same old tricks.
It's the same. The cycle continues to happen.
What's the success rate of somebody that goes through a program and actually doesn't fall into the trap after they leave your program?
I think it varies. Statistically, it's 6%.
6%.
Yes. Oh. Yeah. So we have 25 people who live at our facility. So if I do a group or I'm trying to explain, how you have to be when you leave or, whatever, I'll say like half of you will make it, one half of you. And they all raise their hand and I say, well, only half of you, not one, not half, but one, because it was 25. So really 1 out of 60 make it. And that's sad. And if they do the work and they put the work in, they would be that much, more successful to make it. But the issue is the requirements from the county, and not to down the county. It's just there's a lot to do, and we need to make some changes to make sure that these people are successful. You have some going to halfway houses and they can't work or they can't go to school because they're in a congregant care level 2 facility, and so they only get X amount of money to live off of for the month. It's just I could go on and on and on about this, but it's heartbreaking because they need to work. They need to go on a farm and work and give back and
occupy their mind.
Yes, because isolation and boredom is one of the worst things an addict could get. Right? You could talk more about that. That's what we see all the time. You go to treatment for 1 or 2 hours a day. There's only so many meetings that you could hit in a day if they make one a day, and
I think one of the biggest things that we need to jump on is treating the whole, and that is a part of treating the whole. The mental health. They come in, and if we're working with them on the recovery end, and they're not getting the proper care mentally, it's really beating a dead horse.
And how about physically?
And physically,
we can't do chiropractic. That would be huge. But our insurance companies don't allow that.
Swimming,
physical fitness and eating healthy and nutrition and all that is part of recovery. And the other thing that I always talk about is if they started using, say, at 14 years old, some of them have been
Even younger.
Even younger. But even like if you say like, what, when did you first start? Oh, 15 years old. Really, their brain has stopped working. They are 15 years old. And at 40, we're expecting like perfection,
Right.
and that's not going to happen. Sometimes they have to learn, how do I talk to people? How do I eat again? How do I even get dressed? What do I like? They don't even remember what they like as a child because they were either abused or they were brought up. Some were brought up in great homes, and we talked about that too before. So, I hate to say this, but some of the parents didn't give enough attention, they say, or they felt that way. It's not the parents' fault, but, kids aren't listened to. And especially today, we don't talk to our kids. The kids, we give them an iPhone or an iPad, and it's like, well, I'm busy. I got to do this. So, yeah.
But the parents are on their phones just as much as the kids, too.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's really sad, and I think we just try to fight the fight every day. And the thing is, now we have a program, and it's a peer program, and they're certified peer recovery advocates. And Stephanie is a trainer for one of them. She does work for us as a full-time peer at the rescue mission. She could talk a little bit about what that peer program entails, and the different levels of peers that we have.
So when I first got into recovery, because I am a recovering alcoholic and addict of 13 years, I didn't know which way to go. I didn't know what to do. It was kind of like just thrown in the middle of a big bunch of junk and say, get it done. And that's basically how they come in. As she was saying, they don't know. They don't know because their life stopped at the age that they started using. The peer program, it was built from people like me to come and let people like me know that they can bring it back, they can get it back, and they can make it through. It's an excellent program if it is used right. A lot of agencies out here, they kind of like got the recovery coaches, and they're pulling them in a little bit soon. So you're kind of like in dangerous waters when you're dealing with someone who's 6 months clean. So I kind of like feel a little different about that. I feel that there should be a connection to that. I think that when they come into a program, and if they do want to be a peer, they should be trained. They should be given the opportunity, but also given a way to have the supervision that is needed. They need to be in it. They need to be fully involved in the way that this peer thing works and learn about life all over again. I think we give a lot of people false hope saying, okay, you're clean, you can help someone else. 13 years, I'm still shedding some of the stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? I still work on myself daily. And the peer program helps me do that. And so I just want everybody to know that this peer program that we have at the Utica Rescue Mission it's different. We have inside peers there to help the people while they're there, to advocate for them, to deal with situations that they're not ready to deal with, to help them not get angry when the word no or not yet comes, because they don't know how to deal with their emotions yet. And then we have the outside peer, the peer who goes to the hospitals and beat that stigma and talk for those people who can't speak for themselves. They're in too much pain. They're too sick to advocate for themselves. And then there's also those outside peers that will go to your house where you are, meet you where you are, not try to beat you down and say you got to get clean, but show you how to gradually get to where you want to be. Any questions?
Yeah.
Well, take me through your journey. What made you come to where you're at today? You mentioned you had your struggles back in the day and stuff like that. And,
I did.
and your breaking point, did you just decided one day that's it, I'm done and I want to help people? Or?
Well, I did not. I always was a caring person. I did things like child care, I did the CNA, and when I got into drugs and alcohol, first of all, I am born and bred here in Utica. I come from a two-family home. Both parents were working parents, educated. I gotta say, I grew up on the east side. I never crossed South Street until I jumped out there, you know. So I was kind of sheltered. So when I broke loose and I got all into that stuff, I still had a foundation. I went to church when I was younger. My mom, you know, my journey was rough because I was out there not knowing, just jumped out there trying to figure out who I was. You know, what's happening over on South Street that's not happening right here on Blandina Street, you know. My journey began after I lost my mom. It was time to grow up because no matter what I did, her doors were never closed. And she always, always was right there for me, trying to lift me and better me. But when she passed, I didn't have that cushion anymore. So I had to grow up. I decided that I wanted to, but the drugs wouldn't. I couldn't. I wanted to all inside my body. I wanted to get clean for at least 5 years before I went to jail. I went to prison. And while I was in there, I got in touch with who I was because I started drugs and alcohol when I was very young, 9 years old.
Wow.
Just the alcohol, about 14 for the weed, and, you know, and on and on. And so as she said, I didn't know who I was. You know, I had some other tragedies that happened in my life during that time. I am a survivor of domestic violence as well. So I had some things that happened in my life, but when I figured that I wanted to get it together, it took removing me completely away from everything. And then I went in to prison, and I got my life back in there. And when I came home, at that time, I said, while I was in there, a lady told me, if you want to stop doing drugs, then you need to stop smoking cigarettes. That was your first high. And I did. I quit smoking cigarettes by myself, no help, and I just started living. I went and registered for college. I started that while I was in there. I said, wait, I like both of these, human service and chemical dependency. They said, well, why don't you do both? So at 49, I got a dual degree. And that began my journey. And Rescue Mission took a chance on me and brought me in. And I'm here.
And here you are.
I am. I have my associates in human service and chemical dependency. I am a Serpa, which is a certified recovery peer advocate. I am a Serpa supervisor as well. With a lot of other things, I am a trainer for recovery coaches. I do train for the 46 hours, so whoever wants to become a peer, I will get them ready for their provisional.
Mark Flag.
I will get them ready for their provisional so that they can go and take their test and become a peer. And a lot of that is thanks to Sarah Decker and Nicole pushing me. I've always been that kind of shy girl, you know, not stepping out of the box. So I appreciate them. But and I'm here now.
What's a peer? Exactly like you said, become a peer.
So remember I was talking to Mark last week, or
like
last time about it.
But just like,
it's a peer.
If you slip, a sponsor.
There's a difference. There's the sponsor, and then there's a peer. And like I said, there's different levels of peers. So like if what she's talking about, you know, if someone has like, 3-4 months clean, you know,
that's a coach.
Yeah, so that's like a coach. So, you know, they could go have coffee with somebody. They can bring them to a meeting, you know, stuff like that. Somebody with a more extensive time clean, like I was trying to say to Mark, he should probably take this course because he has time clean. You know, he's in the rooms. He's doing what he has to do. He works the steps. He's on Facebook always talking about, you know, inspirational stuff and, you know, good morning, everybody, you know, blah, blah, blah. somebody like that has what it takes to actually take it to another level. You know, been there, done that. You know, I've been there. You know, I understand how it is. I've been to prison. This is what happens. I've been in halfway houses. I've been to the rescue mission. This is what to expect. And as long as they have the time and the knowledge behind them, you're not going to hurt somebody that's vulnerable. We're all still vulnerable people, regardless. Okay, of time clean and all that. But if you don't have a person that has an extensive amount of time clean that's going to be working on the outside with individuals, you're going to fall faster than they are.
Absolutely.
And that's where the vulnerability comes. You know, you're talking about somebody with, you know, short-term, you know, recovery, still vulnerable, working with an even vulnerable population. It's just like being in a relationship with an addict. Like, I'm an addict, my man's an addict. You know, who's going to take who down first? Because any stressful situation, you know how we're always stressed, right? There's always something that comes up. So it's just like that. If the peer doesn't have the time or the supervision that's allotted for them to you know, for the support, then, you know, they're not going to be that.
I do want to talk a little bit about the help that the community is given, you know, and how all the community is getting involved. I've been getting calls. I am also a Narcan trainer, and I've been getting calls from business owners to give them the Narcan training and offering the kits because of the epidemic. I just left a training with Flawless Vapor, Slice, Purple Cow, New York Connection, you know, and they were all eager to have this information so that they can help someone. I also want to talk about, actually, I'm going to ask you to talk a little bit about the Good Samaritan Law. A lot of people are worried about, you know, what the police is going to do if they come in here and I got this person sitting over here and overdosed. You want to tell them about the...
Well, yeah, the Good Samaritan Law came out because of John Bon Jovi's daughter. You know, she overdosed at Hamilton College, and they did get her the help that she needed. Is that right?
I think they were worried about the... Yeah,
they were worried.
Got it, yeah.
However that went down, but... You know, anybody who gets Narcan trained, no repercussions are going to happen. You know, even if I'm using with the individual and that person overdoses, I can call 911 and I'm not going to get in trouble, even if I am using, even if there are drugs in the house. You know, there is a law that protects for that. So a lot of people that call and say, you know, I do want to get Narcan trained, my neighbors uses, but I'm just afraid, what if I do use it? You know, what if the person dies? Am I going to be responsible for that? And the answer is no, you're not. You know, it's just like giving CPR to somebody. Mm-hmm. This is unfortunately where we're at today. And people are overdosing in grocery store parking lots and McDonald's parking lot. Mohawk Street is loaded with it. It happens all the time. That's probably one of the biggest areas is, you know, Stewart's, Dunkin' Donuts bathrooms. I mean, that's where it's at. Walmart. Yeah. It's everywhere.
The motels. There's been a few of them that overdosed in a hotel and they just left them, walked out and left them fearful that they were going to get in trouble for helping them. So I think that information needs to be widely spread.
Yes. Yeah. They're one of the stories that I tell when I do the training is that there were 4 kids in a car and there were 3 boys and 1 girl, and she overdosed. And instead of taking her to one of our local hospitals, they were so nervous they brought her to Rome, and they dumped her in a snowbank in front of the ER. And they contacted her parents in the middle of the night and said, we're not sure if she's dead or alive, but we just left her there. Luckily, somebody saw that happen, and she's saved, and she's okay today. But it's because of the fear, especially when you're under the influence, you're paranoid, and you're thinking like, oh, my God, I can't even call and get this person help. I had somebody last week that just overdosed that we know very well, that the girlfriend called but was afraid to be there because she was high too. So she just left him there alone, you know. And even if you do Narcan somebody, there is only a 90-minute window. They could overdose again. So you have to get the medical attention.
Take me through the process of a Narcan.
So if somebody is unconscious, you know, you would, and this has happened for years and years and years. If you were to get picked up by an ambulance and no one knew what happened to you, they're hitting you with Narcan in the ER. Okay? Nobody knows that because it's not called that. It's naloxone. But it's just, it was never talked about. It will only help an overdose of an opiate. It's not going to hurt you if you are, if you passed out because you're a diabetic. There's, no after effects of it. So it's very safe. It only helps the reversal of an overdose.
So there's nobody out there going, hey, man, let's go get some Narcan tonight.
No, and you know what? And everybody says that too. Like, wow, you hand out Narcan to people, so you enable everybody to keep using. It's like if I give everybody Narcan when they leave. They can't Narcan themselves. Okay, and that's what everyone has to understand. You can't Narcan yourself if you overdose. So it is just a life-saving tool. Mm-hmm. Well, how many are you going to give? I think that maybe if they overdose 5 times, you should just not let them get Narcan again. They should just die. We hear all these things, and it's like
people are in the mindset of they're masking one for another. Though, you think that might be the reason?
Well, the
why
Narcan isn't a drug. I mean, Narcan's not a narcotic. It's just a reversal for an opiate overdose.
Okay. All right, people probably think it's a narcotic.
They do, yes, yeah. And it's not. It's just would you? Here's the thing. Like, I'll just say, if you're a diabetic, okay. I'm not a diabetic, but if I was a diabetic and I love to eat and I love to eat sweets, okay, how many diabetics don't eat cake? I had one at work today. She ate 3 pieces of cake. I was like, girl, listen, what are you doing? We took it away from her because she was on her 3rd piece. Now, but what's the difference between that and a heroin addict? Not give them Narcan so we shouldn't give her insulin because she ate 3 pieces of cake. I want to work out every day. I hate it. I'd like to. I don't want to do it. So, so something happened to me because I don't want to work out today. I just don't understand. And the correlation between they don't give free insulin to people, but they'll give free Narcan. It's not really free. It's $125 for a kit.
Wow, is it?
Okay, it's just because people are dying left and right. The government had put money aside. I don't know. Take that up with whoever else if you want free insulin. I don't know, but I'm in the addiction world, and I don't think that there's a big deal about giving people. It's not free. It's free to the trainers through a grant through the federal government. Should we give free chemotherapy? I always see really ignorant statements, and people might kill me on this, even saying that stuff, but I don't agree with those. I understand them. And addiction is a choice. 100%. It was a choice to make the decision to use, but it's not a choice for people not to get sick. And unless you have a family member, been through it by yourself, the ignorant comments shouldn't be happening.
Well, some of those ignorant comments can be also uneducated comments.
It is uneducated. It is uneducation.
Just not knowing. And then, again, this is exactly why we do these podcasts on a monthly basis.
I wish people would ask questions.
We got some love seeing the awareness. Thank you, Joe. If everybody could do us a favor, too, man, and just click the share button and help spread the word of what we're talking about today. It's important content to deliver out there, and people need to get educated. And you brought up the ignorant comments, and I've seen them.
I see them all the time.
I see them all the time, but again, some of them are ignorant for sure, but I think a lot of it too is uneducated and not knowing and not being in the experience.
I think it's the same. I got one on a post when I made a post, and they said that we're enabling them. We're helping them get high. Mm-hmm. It's the same conversation with the young people. Giving them condoms or offering them, to be, safe, giving them stuff to be safe. Yeah. Harm reduction is a way to save lives. Mm-hmm. It is not made to stop anyone from using, but they're dying.
The bottom line is this is where we're at today. It's not going to change. It's in 17 years, 18 years now that I've been doing this, it's only gotten worse. It hasn't gotten better. So we could either try to come together and try to attack this the way that we can and save as many people as we can, or not. It's not getting better.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
And we need to change something.
We do. So instead of being so negative about it, right. And there's not one person that can actually say, I don't know a drug addict, or I don't know somebody that's struggling with something.
I think that's a lie.
It is a lie.
It seems like everybody's on pharmaceuticals nowadays.
Yeah.
How many people are just handing out pills left and right, whether it's Xanax or it's
awful.
Right, or what's the other one?
Gabapentin, Wellbutrin, all that is like the newest. I don't know if people understand that, but those are the newest drugs to get high on. People are popping 20, 30 gabapentins.
Snorting them.
Yeah. If it's not one thing, it's going to be another. Unfortunately, it happens to be heroin. This is like the AIDS epidemic. It's going to kill a whole bunch of people before something happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It
where
is.
we're at today.
It's just like the AIDS epidemic.
It is.
I feel like it's all over again.
It really is.
Dawn Ryan's checking, and she's saying people are extremely uneducated in not just opiate addiction, but addiction as a whole. More people are focused on the stereotypes associated with addiction than the addiction itself.
Absolutely.
The use is like 10% of the problem. It's what leads up to it is like 90% of the problem. Okay, the drugs is not the issue. It's everything else in between, and I think people don't understand that.
Absolutely.
We have support groups for family members of loved ones all over the area. Every treatment addiction facility has one. I know Insight House does, Beacon Center does, I know Milestones does, CLFR does. There is the help out there to get educated. And if you do have a loved one that needs help, instead of, so many people, they inbox me on Facebook too, and they say like, I can't tell anybody.
Oh,
I don't want to tell. My sister doesn't even know. No, they do know.
There's a lot of that going on. Huh?
Yeah, but they do know. People just don't want to mention it, but they do know that addiction is around, and your son has stolen everything, and it's nothing to be. That's not your kid. Like, that's not, what did I do wrong? What could I have possibly done wrong to make this, did I fail my kid somehow? No, it's just, this is where we're at today. They need to educate themselves. They should go out and get some meetings for themselves, because sometimes us as family members of addicts are sicker than the addict really is. Mm-hmm. The enabling part, or turning the cheek, knowing that there's a problem but not wanting to talk about it, or even because you can't approach your child, and if you do approach your child, you say the meanest things just because you're aggravated and stressed out, and then they lash out, and then they leave, and then you're worse than he is because he's going to get high. That's what we see all the time. And I could tell you, when I first started a family support group, which was in 2014, it was because the client said, I wish our parents knew what we were actually going through. This isn't how we want to be. Nobody wakes up and says, I want to get high today. And they're not getting high, like especially heroin addicts, they're not getting high. They're just trying to maintain. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference there. That high, they only got high a couple times.
Right, the first couple times.
That's it.
Yep.
And that's where the fentanyl comes into play, because once fentanyl came out, that was a whole new level. Okay? They love that.
When did this start
Game
becoming a
changer.
thing? Fentanyl?
Fentanyl, I would say in the last 3 years.
Three.
Yeah, I would say 3 years. And it's
And where are they getting it from? Where does it come from?
coming from across the border.
Across the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was 264 pounds.
Pound, yeah.
Whatever I have that on my.
264 pounds that was
Got seized.
Absolutely.
And I could show you a picture, which is really interesting.
So they're getting this fentanyl and they're lacing it with all different. It's not just heroin they're lacing it with. They're lacing
No,
it.
it's everything now.
Cocaine.
Cocaine, crystal meth,
They have
K2.
And it's lethal, right? Fentanyl's
I'm going to show you how lethal it is.
okay.
literally, they have a drug now that they call a garbage bag.
Uh-huh.
It has fentanyl, Molly.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one you just mentioned?
Crystal meth?
Not crystal meth. The other one.
K2?
It's just like a smorgasbord of drugs.
Of different and they shoot it.
They shoot it. Wow. I was thinking they put it in a capsule and swallow it or something.
Nope.
Huh. Yeah, you just don't know, and you said that before too. You just don't know what you're getting. Even back in the day, though, you said it was a little bit different. Even back in the day, you still didn't know what the hell you were getting.
No, but
so
today.
what's this that I'm looking at?
Okay, so this is a penny.
Okay, this is
and
a
this
penny.
is the size of fentanyl that you need to kill somebody.
Wow. Okay, so
I don't know if you can you see that.
That's the size of the fentanyl you need to kill somebody.
That's it.
Up to
That's
a
a
penny.
lethal dose.
That's
a lethal dose.
It's
right
a
now.
speck.
Yeah.
It's all that is a
That's
speck.
it. So you say to clients, like, you realize that you're using fentanyl, right? Oh, yeah. They do.
Oh, they know it.
Oh, they know.
Oh, they do.
they're not going to go back to the junk, which is just the regular heroin once they get this fentanyl high. Some like it, some don't. But if that's what they got to get, then that's where they're going to get. And some of them said, my dealer has straight fentanyl. And it's like you're playing Russian roulette.
Yeah.
They definitely. But no one wants to get sick, and I think that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, to feel that sickness.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you.
Nobody wants.
No, but the government wants you to be sick, though. Yeah. They're the ones that want you to be sick. It's the good old U.S. of A. They want us to be sick so they can keep making that pharmaceutical money. That's what's going. That's the vicious cycle.
I when you say we didn't know what was in the drugs back then, I think the biggest thing we heard about was too much
creatine.
Too much baking soda.
Yeah, baking soda.
But it's bad now.
Yeah.
It's really bad. Nicole, I wanted to ask you, at what age do you think a person should be Narcan trained? I had a person ask me if their child can be Narcan trained, and I thought it would be fine. And when I mentioned it to someone else, they were saying, "What do you mean? You want to go into the schools and Narcan? They shouldn't be doing the drug around the child." This is real. This is real.
Well, again, we're at a point where, I'm not saying like I would promote like giving my kids know how to use it.
Do they?
I talk to my kids about everything. They know that it's a life-saving tool. They know what I do for a living. They really get it. Or if I say, oh my God, I just can't believe I got that phone call. So-and-so died. Oh, Mom, did they die of an overdose? My kids are 7 and 8. But it's where we're at today. And if we're going to shelter and keep our kids in a bubble, they're not going to know, what's out there. My kids know not to take little candies from anybody. It's in everything right now. Mm-hmm. But how young? I don't know. If you have a 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid and your mother and father are both heroin addicts, then why wouldn't you do that? I don't know. Don't
You're saying it's never too early to educate.
Don't call CPS on me, but I don't know. Is it
never too early to educate?
Too early to educate them? This is where we're at
nowadays.
I don't think it's too early to educate them, and I do believe it's situational. I do agree with that. But how do we determine who to which child to train? Whose parents are how do we know? I had a child who or heard of a young child was able to Narcan their mother. Mm-hmm. The child was taken away by CPS, mm-hmm. but the mother was saved. So,
well, Dawn is saying if your kids go to school, you need to talk to them on some level.
You do.
They're
really
in school,
do.
then they're already getting educated some way, shape, or form.
We have prevention programs, throughout the county that they go in and they talk and they touch base on things. I don't know what their curriculum is now, but I don't know. And I hate to say elementary, but 4th, 5th grade, isn't too young anymore. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's not. Middle school, I could tell you, my nieces go to middle school. They're all talking about who's smoking, who's doing this. My girlfriend called me up and asked me, can you please tell me what my kids are talking about, what pink is? And pink is a synthetic form of morphine. Okay, so obviously, and it's pinkish color, so it's a synthetic opiate. And if the kids are talking about that, and you overhear, and they call it different things, so so you don't have to, so they're
code word,
codes, right? So, but that means that it's here, television, social media, music, all that's got all this lingo in it, and so it could be that they're talking about it from what they heard or they saw on a video. Mm-hmm. But
the Mountain Dew, they take the Mountain Dew with a Jolly Rancher and cough syrup and mix it up and they drinking that in the high school. So I think
that's a thing.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
And then you got songs out there, Molly Percocet. Some of these songs are just absolutely asinine. It's like, why are they even being released out there? You're influencing these kids to do Molly Percocet.
That's why education is so important.
Just some of the music out there today is just horrendous.
We were smoking blunts and drinking 40s. That's all we had to worry about, right?
I know. But I think alcohol, so you were talking about, drinking 40s stuff, but I think alcohol is the gateway drug. They always said marijuana was the
Absolutely.
gateway drug, but I think alcohol is the gateway
Well,
drug.
it's so acceptable.
I never did like an 8 ball of cocaine being sober. I'll tell you that right now.
know.
Never.
I hear you
Ever.
there.
I don't think I've ever did cocaine sober.
Right.
Okay. Sorry, Ma.
True. So true.
But so alcohol, it does open up that door to everything else. You never make a good decision on alcohol too.
Right.
Think of how many stupid decisions we've all made on alcohol.
Oh yeah, for
Absolutely,
sure.
for sure.
But then it's acceptable. I mean, when I was 5, 6 years old, we would have a little tiny, those little stemmed little shot glasses. My grandmother used to think that it was cute giving us a little wine.
Yeah.
At dinner,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
okay.
Well, we talked about this last time you were on. My grandparents too. I mean, we were drinking wine at the dinner table
Yeah.
as long as I can remember. And
Orange soda we used to mix ours with.
yeah, me too.
You really?
Yeah, that's weird. But anyways, like a Sunkist or whatever. But you come to find out when you get older,
Yeah.
they're giving us that wine just so we go to bed early.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I know.
They'll put us
So
to bed.
true, right?
It's here, have this. And
Yeah.
we're drinking wine.
Yes.
And about 2
Yeah.
hours later, we're passed out.
They got melatonin now.
It works. They got melatonin now.
Yeah.
Gary Colby checking in. Gary brings up a good point, too. And Stephanie, I was going to ask you this question, but he's saying we are sure in the midst of a crisis. Too bad people can't legally reach out for a natural plant. Opiate prescriptions, overdose, and deaths go way down when adult cannabis use is legal. And that's a fact. How do you feel on plant medicine, such as not even just cannabis, but there's such things as ibogaine and ayahuasca and all these other things that have cured addiction? In fact, ibogaine is somewhere right around 80% cure rate if you go through the ceremony. And of course, it's not legal in the United States,
Right.
but they do have clinics in Canada and they have clinics in Mexico where you can go and take part of these ceremonies, and it's a one-time deal, and they give you a dose and you go through the ceremony, and that 80% cure rate of addiction. How do you feel about plant medicine?
I was so clueless when I first heard about this and did not even know that existed. I think it's awesome. I think it's awful that we are being permitted to bring it over here to help people that are in a crisis like we're in now. We're giving out free Narcan. The state of New York recognizes this as a big problem, as an epidemic. What is stopping us from? It's got an 80% cure rate.
Right.
What is stopping us?
And that goes back to like what's going on right now isn't working. So why don't we try something else that we know that's going to work?
Do we not want it to work?
No, because they want us to
Money.
They want us sick.
Money.
Money. They want us sick. It's unfortunate. It's true though. That's what they want us sick. And those
It's
big.
awful.
Gary's right though. Gary.
So yeah, Nicole, we've talked about this before. I mean, you're for trying plant medicine to see if it works. It's another alternative medicine.
We were talking about what is it called? Oh God, what is it called?
medicinal marijuana.
Medical marijuana.
I hate that word.
Me too, and it's
hate
so
that
medical marijuana.
It's all medical.
Medical marijuana. How are we going to do this? We're going to let people use medical marijuana now? And I'm like, we prescribe medical heroin in people. That's what Suboxone and methadone is, and Subutex.
Yeah.
But just because it's got the word attached to it, marijuana, nobody likes it.
And to me, just because
know,
the word medical is attached to it, I don't like it. No, seriously, because to me, all of marijuana is medical. And there's many different uses for the plant itself, not just the hemp plant.
I know a lot of people that are on medical marijuana now, and it has helped them with their addiction. It's helped them with their mental health. I'm for any kind of trial to see what works.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm as liberal as it get.
Medical marijuana is probably the safest out of the Suboxone, the Subutex. It's the safest way to go, right? Because it's
methadone. Methadone, Suboxone.
Suboxone.
Yeah. I mean, methadone's been around for years. I worked in a methadone clinic when I first started in 2002. And Suboxone came in 2004, and it was only supposed to be a short-term, little detox, get them off so they weren't sick. I mean, because you could say whatever you want to say. Everyone said they just have to stop. You can't just stop. People, the side effects and the way that people feel coming off of an opiate is awful. You know, they say that they feel like they're going to die. They throw up. They have diarrhea. They have cramps. You know, they
Shakes and
sweat.
sweats,
It's bad. It's ugly. I've had people throw up on my feet at work. I mean, it is just a really heart-wrenching. You feel so bad. So you want to give them something to not go through that process, you know, because it could take upwards to like 5 days to go through that, sometimes 7.
What about the reason they even started doing the drug? You know, what made them go there with that pain, that stuff that they are dealing with? And then we give them the Suboxone, we, you know, kind of get them off of the drugs, but then we don't give them the therapy or the treatment or the, you know, make them feel whole again before drugs, you know? Go back to, you know, talk to them, see what's going on with them, what happened in your life, how could we help you? There's a big gap in there. You know, here you come into treatment, we're going to give you this to get you off, and then bye.
Yeah, you know, I worked with
It's not fair.
It's
because
a setup.
you just it's a setup for death.
It's a setup.
Yeah, you know, I worked with a great psychiatric nurse practitioner, you know, and she would say, like, you know, I do want to help this person, but I want them to get clean for a little while to see, is it, because you don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? Did their mental health stem from that, or did the substance abuse get them, you know, that they need mental health treatment now, you know? So
there's always a trigger, right?
Something, nobody wakes up one day and says, I want to be an addict. Okay, I hate that. Like, nobody said, like, you're not born an addict. You know, we have chemicals in our brain that make us have an addictive personality. That's different. But, you know, a lot of it, and I don't want to bash the doctors. I don't, but I still hear, you know, doctors are, you know, you go to the urgent cares, and the first thing they offer you is, you know, do you want hydros? Hydros.
Hydros, oxys.
You know, yeah, anything. Oxy.
You back
all
hurt.
that.
Your knee hurt. Got a toothache.
Instead of doing more of a holistic exercise, acupuncture is awesome. I've done acupuncture way back in the day. That works. But treating the person, okay? And it's not because they have mental health issues. We all do have mental health issues, but you don't have to give a pill for that. You know, let's treat the person holistically. You don't need meds. You know, some do, and it could be for a short term, like, you know, a little adjustment disorder that, you know, you need something just to get by, but then you stop, you know, you either stop getting treated, or the doctor's thinking that, oh God, I got to stop giving you that now because, you know, I think you're addicted to that. And the doctors aren't educated. The doctors really are not educated with addiction. You know, they're not. They're not. And that's a big, you know, going through like med school, I think that they have like, I don't know, hours of training. That's it. But to get Suboxone certified to treat for that, they go through like a 6 or 8 hour course online. That's all that they have to do.
A lot of people that come into treatment, one of the things that they say is that they began their addiction after a surgery and taking the medication, and then all of a sudden the doctors say, okay, we're not giving you, you're healed, and we're not giving you that anymore. They've been on opiates for 6-7 months, and now what do? You just cut them off, you know, and where are they going to go? Then they're going to get the heroin, or they're going to get, you know what I mean?
It's cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lot that's what happens with sports athletes as well. They get injured, and, you know, of course, they've taken 6 months of opiates, and then they get off it, and what are they going to do?
Yep,
what are they going to do? Then it becomes a mental thing
are.
because they want to get back on the field or back in the ring or whatever they do.
Right.
And it's again, another vicious cycle.
Yeah. I mean, after of all the years that I've been doing it, someone has gotten hurt. You know, if they fell off a roof from, you know, construction, or they were playing sports as, you know, in high school or college. And that's a lot of the people's story. You know, that they were put on medication, they were put on opiates from their doctor and cut off, and then they were trying to buy them on the street, and those are like very few far in between to come by. So, and you're right, the heroin is so cheap, and it's even cheaper now because it's cost pennies for fentanyl.
Oh man, you know. It's a sad state of affairs we're living in right now, and you know, we need to change up the regulations and change up the way we're doing things because it's not working.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to take. You know, someone big has to has to die for something.
There's been many people
I
big
know it
dying.
has. I
There's been
know.
so many
I know.
celebrities and
Someone
stuff
bigger.
like that. Yeah, someone bigger. Right. You're right, though.
It's sad. It is. You know what? Because at one point, like a month ago, I was like, I just can't do this anymore. Now, I love what I do. Love what I do. I love working with the people. I have a great connection with them. I talk to them on a different level. But it's disheartening now. You know, and I said, maybe this isn't for me anymore because nothing's changing and it's only getting worse. And then you have that one person that'll call or say, like, I need your help. And then I'm like, oh, God, I can't stop because they're actually calling and asking for my help, you know. I don't know. It's a battle.
You're a saint, though.
It's a battle.
She's a
She
saint.
is.
Yeah, I know she
She
is.
is.
She's a saint.
She is. She will fight that fight.
I
Yeah.
will. I feel like I
She
am
will.
their voice, you know, because
Thank
no one
God.
they can't speak for themselves, you know, and people don't take it serious or they have that stigma behind them, you
Right.
know, and I will continue no matter what I do in my life. I'll always continue to fight for them for sure.
She's the one that'll get in the ring with the ones that don't. No one else wants to get in the ring
You
with
got that right.
and speak her mind.
Yeah, and win.
Let some legal entity come my way. I go head to head with probation, parole, drug court, all of them. And it's only because they're uneducated on it too. You know, it's like we want them to go here. And it's like, whoa, let's slow down here for a second. You know, I'm not that kind face to face with them, but right?
Absolutely.
I don't know. So
wait, when you're stuffing cannolis full time, you know, when you finally take that on, is a
I
whole
thought
new
maybe
career?
if I had like a food truck where
Yeah.
I could counsel and do cannolis, it would be really successful.
We're set up over here today on Bleecker Street. You know, come get a cannoli. And
Narcan training, you know, like we could do it all in one.
We can.
We can make them happy
You might be
by
onto
feeding
something.
them something really good, right? Give them a kit just to make sure that their neighbors are safe, and I'll talk to them for a little bit. Give them their little pep talk for the day.
And then a cannoli, I know how to do.
That's right.
You might be onto something here.
Yeah.
Well, you could set up a little
Got to
tent.
figure out a name for it.
Yeah, counseling and cannolis.
There you go. CC.
See, CNC.
CNC.
Counseling and cannolis right here. Get your Narcan training here. Holy Pizzoli. I can see the advertisements now. Oh my God, it's great.
You never know.
Yes. By the way, off subject though, the cannolis the other day at Tomato Pie Day were sensational.
Thank you.
Like this woman brought me to flavor country.
I love the banana.
Me too, with the peanut butter.
Oh,
It's funny because we had a meeting in here. Was it last week? Was it
Yeah, last Monday, yeah.
Had a meeting in here last Monday, and she stopped in kind of unexpectedly with a tray of cannolis. Like, here, I dropped these off to you. Here, bye. And she's just like out the door. And the people that I'm meeting with, they're just like, this happens to you regularly? People just drop off cannolis to you? So that happened. And then my guest on Thursday, the guys from the Electric Chick Magnets, they used to play in the Chick Magnets back in the day. Before they came in, they go, there better be some cannolis there. Because now, all of a sudden, now people associate me with cannolis. Now, so I'm like, all right. So I had to go run down and get them some cannolis. But next time, I'll get them from you.
Yeah. You just tell me, I'll bring them anytime.
She
Tomato
does
Pie
serve
Day
me.
was amazing.
Oh, it
you know,
was.
I mean, I wish that the Chocolate and Wine Fest wasn't the same day. We would have probably had a lot more people. You know, that
Well, you
was the
still had
same-
a lot of people.
We had
What
a
are you
lot of people.
talking about?
I don't know the number of people who came because
don't
I
either.
wasn't able to actually do what I was supposed to do.
Because you're too busy stuffing cannolis.
Oh my God, I couldn't leave the table.
You couldn't.
I couldn't.
They're like
we made like
vultures.
500 pistachio cannolis to make
I
or
love
to bring there.
pistachio.
You only did
And
the one.
I
pistachio,
only
right?
did one. There would be no other way to do it. I couldn't have done it any other way. So I picked whatever I thought was the most popular one, which everybody loves pistachio. And I only left there with like 54. So over 400 cannolis went. Pizzolis, I shouldn't call them cannolis. And and then we opened up for the first time at Out of the Way Cafe on Sunday morning. So we'll be there every Sunday morning from 8
Nice.
to 12, 1 o'clock, whenever we run out. We ran out on Sunday. So we have, whatever, I have rolls and I make all different things. So whatever we have that day, we have
what kind of rolls you make?
sausage and spinach and eggplant and greens. And what else do I do?
Onions and olive?
Oh, onion and olive roll.
You're going to make me hungry. Stop
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Stop it. So good, though. Oh, you were killing it the other day. They were like vultures with their cannolis.
Wow.
I have to say that, like, on on Facebook all the great reviews that I had, especially from Tomato Pie Day. It was so nice to see.
Oh,
it
cool.
really was. You know, so exhausted as I am making them every day, it's so worth it when I see people enjoying it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And one day you plan on doing it full time, though, right?
I do.
Yeah, good.
I do.
And you should.
I do.
Good at it. We got to find you a truck. So if anybody out there is selling a food truck, hit us up.
Yeah, as long as there's like a couple seats in there so I could counsel on the side, that'll be good.
We'll get you a bed. We'll get you like one of those.
No, I don't want to be like a social worker.
Oh, okay. I got you.
No.
I got you. But thanks so much for coming in today. This is
You're
great. And we're going to
welcome.
continue to do this monthly, right?
Monthly, every month, and we'll have a new topic on. And hopefully next month we don't have this depressing news of all the deaths.
Well, yeah.
It might continue. I mean, I walked into work today, and like I said, I'm on the opiate overdose response team. So, you know, the police put the information into a database, and the crime analysis team sends it to me. So then I'll look it up, and then I link up with a peer, and then we contact the people to see if they need any help. And it's not through the rescue mission; it's for Oneida County Department of Health. And I walked in this morning, and there was 1 death and 5 more overdoses.
Jeez.
And it was just this weekend because I left on Friday doing the same thing, and so freshly 5 more overdoses with a death.
Wow.
So, you know, unfortunately, it hasn't stopped. So
That's right.
we'll continue to try to fight the fight.
And we're going to
Absolutely.
continue to have these conversations and help people along. If people are interested in getting Narcan trained or, or
they
need
could-
counseling or whatever, how do they get in touch with either one of you, both
they
of you?
could-
Absolutely.
They could contact the Addiction Stabilization Center. We're at 315-735-1645. My extension is 2167. Do you have a work cell?
Actually, I don't, but I do go on Facebook. Every Monday, I am offering somewhere in the community Narcan training, free Narcan kits, and I'm also adding information on our peer program. I'm offering information on housing, information on free food, free clothing. Every Monday somewhere in, so I'll post probably on Thursday what site. Like I said, today we were at Flawless Vapor on 110 Bleecker Street. And I haven't decided, I haven't talked to anybody yet for the next site. So I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, once a week we're going to do
Once
it, right?
a week on Monday. My name is Stephanie King. You can look me up on Facebook, and Nicole. It'll be shared by her, so we'll get the message out there.
Yeah, please let us know. We'll get the message out there as well too. So
Absolutely.
spread the word. That's what we'd like to do.
Absolutely.
Educate, and people need to be made aware. That's what happens on here. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for coming in. You feel better now?
I do, and
See?
I don't normally stutter like this.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody trips over their words. I do it daily. I do it every other minute. So it's all good.
It is all good. I greatly appreciate you offering me the time, and thank you, Nicole, again.
You're welcome.
Pushing me.
She's a
I'm going
saint.
to keep pushing and pushing until you just do this by yourself. 'Cause
Absolutely. Thank you.
Real, yeah. You can use my platform anytime you want. I'm serious.
I can practice.
Tell her, Nicole.
you can.
I'm serious.
Thank you.
Anytime you want, you can use this platform because, again, we want to get the word out and help inspire and
Attack this thing together.
attack together because we're all in this community together.
We're all in
right.
this community.
We're all in it together, so we can strengthen numbers. That's what I always say.
Absolutely. I like that.
And when we're all together, making a difference together, and it just becomes infectious, and people want to join on the team, and it builds and it grows, and then we help.
Leave the money out of it, right?
Yes. Thank you, Dawn. Dawn's saying this is going to be a great forum for educating people on addiction.
Thanks, Dawn.
And we're going to do this monthly. So this
Every
is going to
month.
be a monthly education, and she's coming back on monthly, and you're stuck with me, Nicole. So.
That's right.
No, this would be good. This would be really good. But next time, you know what you got to bring.
I'll bring them. I just couldn't do it.
Pizzolis?
Right, Pizzolis.
Yeah.
Pizzolis. Plug your Pizzoli business,
Oh,
too.
yes. You guys could look up my Pizzoli business on Facebook at Holy Pizzoli on Facebook. Or you can give me a call, and my numbers on there, so I might as well just throw that out there. It's 315-525-2117. Go check it out on Facebook, though, because you could see all the different things that I do. I do a lot of cakes. That's like the biggest thing right now is cannoli cakes and any kind of cakes. But Frizzolis are there, and we have so many different flavors. And I think I'm going to feature a lemon blueberry this Sunday.
Lemon blueberry.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a new feature every Sunday?
Every Sunday is going to be a new one, yes. Tiramisu is another one that I'm working on. So I'm just telling you guys that here, tiramisu and lemon blueberry.
I need to try the spumoni. I didn't try it. You were showing me the other day the spumoni.
Yeah, the spumoni is a pistachio shell with cherry cannoli filling, and it's chocolate dipped. So that's yummy.
Where is Out of the Way Cafe?
Out of the Way Cafe is at 814 Charlotte Street, across from the county building, and we're there every Sunday from 8 to 12 or until we sell out.
Nice.
And how many different flavors will you bring on a Sunday?
We have 8 different flavors, and we keep on expanding them. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Thank you.
They are so good.
They are.
And I mentioned it earlier. It is flavor country.
Thank you so much.
It's like you brought the cannoli game to a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. You did.
Let's just tell everyone that it's not a cannoli shell.
Right, okay.
It's a Prezzel shell. So that's why it's called a Prezzoli.
That's why it's a Pizzoli.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Pizzoli.
Thank you.
Nicole, you're gonna for now on, you're gonna be known as Nicole Pizzoli.
There you go.
That's your other alias, Nicole Pizzoli. Well, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Before we get out of here, not only are we educating people on addiction and substance abuse, but we also are disrupting hunger with our First Source Federal Credit Union. That's happening Sunday, April 28th at the Veterans Outreach Center. We're looking for donations, people. We're looking for clothes. We're looking for non-perishable food items, hygiene products, toiletries, even furniture, pretty much any basic home use product. We have drop-off boxes pretty much at every First Source Federal Credit Union branch. So if you're looking to donate before the event, you can drop off any of those things, any of those items that I mentioned, and any of those branches, First Source Federal Credit Union. And then on the 28th, we're having a party, baby, like we do here on the D a lot. We're going to have music, food, raffles, and appearance by Audie from the Utica Comets. We're going to have like Chinese raffles and Chinese auctions and gift baskets and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to give away. So come on down Sunday, April 28th, as First Source Federal Credit Union presents Disrupting Hunger. That's what we do here on the D. We help out. So if you got any organizations or anything you want us to get behind, you can hit us up at sales@disruptionnetwork.gmail.com. Sorry. I don't even know my own address. Something's up with the computer today. I don't know what it is. It just keeps going blank on me. So Todd, if you're touching it, stop. Because it just keeps shutting off. And then I'm like trying to look at stuff. And anyways, stop touching my computer. Our guru is sitting at home right now because we have a tech guy, a producer, and it's connected to his house. So when he's screwing around with stuff, it kind of affects things.
Yeah.
So. And he's probably like, I'm not doing anything right now, dude.
I got to get you a gift certificate for Holy Pizzoli for this event.
Okay.
To give away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or you can just bring a whole bunch of Pizzolis to the
there.
event.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Because it's right around the corner.
I could do that too.
Nice. The Out of the Way Cafe is like a block away from the Veterans
It's on a
Outreach
Saturday?
Center. It's on a Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah.
What time?
We're going from noon to 4 on a Sunday.
Oh, see, that's perfect.
See, you get right out and come on down.
That's right. All right, you got me.
All right, we're going to have some Pizzolis. That's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Also, got to give love and respect out to my friend EJA Moving Company. In fact, Eddie is the one that gave us all these boxes for the drop-off boxes for our Disrupting Hunger event. So I want to thank Eddie so much for giving us these boxes.
Nice boxes.
And big ups. Yeah, and then Dawn's kids decorated them up, and they did a great job decorating them up. They look really good. But EJA Moving, they're a gem in this community, and if you're looking to move and relocate, hit them up today at 315-335-0516. They pack up all your stuff for you. They move it. They'll bring it pretty much wherever you got to go. The guy is a logistics man. I'm telling you, all you got to do is point, like put that there, put that there. You know, Stephanie, if you want to move to California, he'll bring you there.
Oh, thanks.
If you want to move to Oregon, he'll bring you there. If you want to move to Brazil, he'll bring you there. That's
nice.
The kind of logistics we're talking with EJA Moving Company.
Where is the The
Ibogaine?
The Ibogaine.
The clinics?
Yeah.
There's one in Mexico. Well, there's a few in Mexico. There's a few in like South America.
Tell him to get his truck ready.
Get the truck ready.
Oh, we're bringing a whole bunch.
We're going to bring a whole bunch.
We're going to
Eddie.
the clinics. I love it. That's a good idea. I like that. We're going to talk
We'll get that
about
food
that.
truck. We're going to drive it down.
Yep.
Right?
Holy Pozzoli.
Holy Pozzoli.
And
That's fun.
Ibogaine treatments.
There you go.
It's a great combination. We'll work on this, but hit up EJA Moving at EJAmoving.com. Also, much love and respect out to my friends at Nye Volkswagen in Rome. Hit up their showroom at Taberg Road in Rome. See why all their customers love their Nye V-Dub. Mention this podcast. Mention any of the podcasts here on the D. They're going to give you $250 off any vehicle purchase. So when you're ready to buy a new Jetta, and the new Jetta, which I have, gives you 40 miles to the gallon, I'm telling you, it's worth it just right there. Just save it in gas mileage. It's unbelievable. You go in there, you buy yourself a new Jetta, and they're going to shave $250 off any vehicle purchase just by listening to this voice on a daily basis. That's pretty cool, right? Uncle Z hooking you up with a promo code. Hit them up online at NyeVolkswagenofRome.com. And I want to remind everybody they can listen to this podcast, and please share this podcast. They can listen to this podcast in any podcast on the D at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast and Google Play and Stitcher and Spotify. Pretty much you get my point. We can be found pretty much anywhere on the internet. We're all over the place, people. We are all over the place. Tomorrow my guest canceled. I need a guest for tomorrow. So if anybody wants to be the guest tomorrow, let me know. She
Guess where?
Here. I don't have a guest tomorrow. She canceled on me. Third time she canceled. Kelly, if you're listening to this.
Kelly, you're not invited again.
You're done, Kelly. That's it. No more. Kelly, you're done. I'm not inviting you no more. So you have your event. You could go promote it on Kiss FM because I'm not going to do it. So there. I went there. Ha. Anyways, I do need a guest for tomorrow. So if anybody's interested, but Wednesday I'm pretty excited. Don Shipman's coming in from WKT.
He's leaving?
He's leaving.
That's what I heard.
He's leaving, and I've been trying to get him on this podcast for a while, and finally we're going to make it happen on Wednesday afternoon.
Wow, good.
So I'm pretty pumped about that.
Good.
I've known Don for a while. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a super good dude. And looking forward to it. And I'm proud of him for all his accomplishments that he's made. And they're moving out to Boston. And he's going to be anchoring a TV station out there in Springfield, Mass.
Oh, wow.
So he's going to do some big things.
Yeah, that's great.
Don's a good man. So
I always
looking
like to
forward
see somebody getting,
Yeah. He's a local guy, too, that's done good, too.
Yeah.
He's gone. He lived here and stayed here. And now he's moving. But
it's great.
Be good to talk to him. So. Ladies, thank you so much for coming.
you.
It's great to meet you, Stephanie. Come
Great to
back.
meet
Let's
you.
do this again
Absolutely.
really soon. Let's take a picture really soon. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right,
You know what the hell
bye.
you're listening to?
It's EC Radio.
Never you mind what I'm making. You should spend some time taking a personal inventory of what you're doing for the betterment of society.
EC Radio.
Only on the D.
Disruption Network and First Source Federal Credit Union have teamed up to help support the Central New York Veterans Outreach Center Sunday, April 28th from noon till 4 p.m. Located at the Veterans Outreach Center, 726 Washington Street in Utica. There will be food, live entertainment, raffles, live podcasting from the D, and an appearance by Audie from the Utica Comets. We are looking for donations of clothes, non-perishable food items, furniture, toiletries, hygiene products, or a minimal cash donation of $5 at the door day of event. All ages are welcome. For more information on donation, drop-off locations, and entertainment lineup, please check out DisruptionNetwork.net. Disrupting Hunger, Sunday, April 28th, brought to you by First Source Federal Credit Union.
Tax season is here, and First Source wants to help you be prepared. Our friends at Furley, Moran, Freer, and Isa have given us some great tax tips to share. Read the blog at fsource.org for helpful answers to your tax questions and feel better prepared before you file. First Source members can also receive a discount on TurboTax software. Be ready for tax season with help from your friends. File smarter, live smarter with First Source. Membership requirements apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, baseball fans, are you counting down the days to opening day? Well, Disruption Network has you covered. The Baseline, the D's own baseball podcast, is back with Season 2 and all new episodes all season long. Sunday nights, 7:30 p.m. on the D. Get your baseball fix as JP and SPG run down the news and notes around Major League Baseball. Get fantasy tips, player rankings, team previews, interviews, and more. You can catch the Baseline and all of Disruption Network's programming by checking out DisruptionNetwork.net, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube, Facebook, and Stitcher. Keep it inside the Baseline all season long, only on the D.
Hey, it's Cassidy, and you're listening to Disruption Network.
So you just bought your dream home, and now it's time to move. Let's face it, nobody likes to move. All the packing, unpacking, lifting, upstairs, downstairs, and broken everything, including your back. Let the professionals at EJA Moving Company take all the stress and pain out of your move. Competitively priced moving, relocation services, office moves, and complete packing and unpacking services. They work with everybody to make it simple and easy for you to move and relocate. Call EJA Moving Company at 315-335-0516. When it's time to relocate, have EJA Moving do all the work for you. Hit them up online, ejamoving.com.
Hey, Disruption Network. This is Mike Sacco, the general manager at Nye Volkswagen of Rome. If you don't know me by name, it's only because you have not received the best deal. There's only one reason to leave Utica, and that's to come see me in Rome and get the best deal on your next new, pre-owned, or certified VW. Mention that you heard this ad from Disruption Network and receive $250 off your next vehicle purchase. You'll know why our customers say, I love my Nye VW. Come see us at 5865 Rome Taberg Road in Rome, or visit us online at nyvwofrome.com.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish, and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
The Disruption Network is making moves. For upcoming events, news, interviews, and new daily programming, keep in the loop with us at DisruptionNetwork.net. Like, follow, and subscribe to all our social media. And check out all our podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Get up on the D, DisruptionNetwork.net.